ọ̀nà ọlọ́run bá sí ẹ̀yìn ẹ̀ ètúbàjá o ètúbàjá o ọ̀nà ọlọ́run bá ti ṣe tiẹ̀ ètúbàjá o lọ́kì oyin ní pípẹ́jọ a máa péjọ ṣùgbọ́n ẹ lè borí ẹ lọ́kì ọ̀nà ọlọ́run bá ti ẹ̀yìn ẹ̀ o ètúbàjá o máa bàjá o máa bà bínú máa bà bínú ọ̀nà ọlọ́run bá ti ẹ̀yìn ẹ̀ ètúbàjá ọ̀nà ọlọ́run bá ti ṣe tiẹ̀ ètúbàjá o lọ́kì gbọ́ ó ti fún ẹ ní agbára láti tẹ ejò mọ́lẹ̀ o àti àkéèké ọ̀tá ire ọ̀tá òde lè borí ẹ bí Jésù bá ti hùwájú o lọ́kì ọ̀nà yóò bá dìde ìjà o àtẹ òye máa bàjá o wẹ́ẹ̀ tún bàjá o lọ́kì ayédàtiwa máa bàjá o lọ́kì máa bà bínú ọ̀nà ọlọ́run bá ti ẹ̀yìn ẹ̀ ètúbàjá o ọ̀nà ọlọ́run bá ti ṣe tiẹ̀ ètúbàjá o.
Hi guys, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you. That depends on where you are right now watching us from. God bless you. You're welcome once again to our platform. This morning will be afternoon or evening, depends on where you are watching us from. So I will be making some review about Pastor Gabriel Amusan of Agbala Gabriel Church in Ibadan, and please, I will try as much as possible to at least to mingle the two languages together, the Yoruba and the English, because of some of our audience that doesn't understand. Most of our audience understand English very well, because most of our video they usually clamor for us to interpret them in English. So I'm going to mingle the two language together anyway. Yeah, a couple of days or hours ago, a lot of things has been happening on the internet space about Pastor Gabriel Amusan and the issue with Muideen. Muideen, all of us know Muideen. Muideen is one of the people that God has helped Pastor Gabriel to raise up, even from being a car charger on the street of Ibadan. Then it picked him up, and from there a lot of things started going on well with Muideen. Yeah, people said that it was Pastor Gabriel used his platform to generate money for Muideen, and yeah, because some people believe that if not for Muideen, Pastor Gabriel wouldn't have having some opportunity to, because due to through Muideen program, a lot of people fell in love with Pastor Gabriel. So those are the things that is happening currently. So what I'm going to do this morning is that we want to review some past events that have been happening to Pastor Gabriel, and we want to look at his success, his failure, and the way forward now, because all of us, we cannot just be castigating the man. We must not just follow the same route. We have to look at some other things about this particular man. And if you have managed success before, you will discover that one of the things that is dangerous to maintain is success, because on your path to the top, on the road of success, a lot of things happen. There are some people that there are some friend enemies. You would think that they are your friend, but in the in-depth of them, they are your enemy. They are just looking for your downfall, to at least to also speak ill of you. So these are the things we'll be looking at about Pastor Gabriel. God has used him so much in the society, especially for the less privileged. We have seen a lot of people that Pastor Gabriel has really helped in the we can mention but few of them. I am one of the fans of Pastor Gabriel. When he first started in the Facebook, then he used to go to the interior villages. Because then about when he's doing the live show, about 10, 15 people, 20 people used to watch him then, and which I'm one of them that used to watch him, because he used to go to villages to with those old women rather. So àwọn nǹkan yìí ni Pastor Gabriel ti ṣe in the past. Àwọn wọ́n lọ sínú oko, go into the villages láti lọ rí àwọn ìyá arúgbó yẹn, then to help them. So this is how it began. And even the Bible says, do not despise the days of your little beginning. And I want you to know, as you're watching me today, that every one of us, we have where we are coming from. So Pastor Gabriel had where he was coming from, and which we know him for that, going to the villages, preaching to them, using his foundation then to bless those less privileged. So that is what we know him for. But the question that most of us are asking is that, what is the connection? Is there any connection between then, the foundation, and now? Are you getting it now? The connection, how it started, and now that, thank God for the success, thank God for the blessing. God has blessed him with people. He has a lot of people around him now. The ministry is going, the foundation is well known all over the places. Pastor Gabriel is now an international man, going to UK for programs. Now, how did this started? What are those things that he was doing then that is not doing now? So those are the things we'll be reviewing in this program now. Now, let us just look at how it started. What I know. When he started, he used to go to the villages, those aged women, àwọn arúgbó, Pastor William Alfredo fún wọn lóúnjẹ, fún wọn ní owó. That is how he started then, going to them. Even I remember one of these programs that there was a woman that was blind, so he built the house for that woman in that village then. So I watched the video recently that he used to carry Marua to load blocks. He take them to the village then. So that was how Pastor Gabriel started. And when the success began to come, when people started to know Pastor Gabriel was when the issue of Yabeji Omarayele came on board. And I think that was what blew Pastor Gabriel off, blew him up. That was when people started falling in love with him. People that see like a Pastor Gabriel, from diaspora, they begin to send money to him. So that is one of the programs that made Pastor Gabriel popular. Shobebe issue, a lot of people like that, and Joge programs. So these are the things that really helped him then. Àwọn nǹkan tí ó mú kí àwọn èèyàn like Pastor Gabriel yẹn, torí pé gbà yẹn àwọn bàbá òtòlò, ìyá àbíjọ Ọmọláyélé, and interest. What made that issue of ìyá àbíjọ Ọmọláyélé was the fact that this woman, this actress, Foluke Ademola, was the one in charge, and there had been a lot of issues around that time. And when Pastor Gabriel came in, the solution came for the woman. There was a lot of things that happened then, from the issue of the Yabiyoma's daughter. A lot of complicated issues came up then, but people were able to manage it. Pastor Gabriel used wisdom then to manage. So these are the things that have been happening in the past, and these are the successes, and these are the stronghold that Pastor Gabriel had then, helping people, especially the most less privileged. You understand? The most less privileged people in the village. You get it? People in the village. That is how it started. But I was asking a question the other time that is there still a connection between how it started, Bere, going to village, doing this rural thing, going to the village, ministering to those aged women? Is there still any connection between now and then? Because we should not forget how we started. And that is the problem with a lot of people, that when the success came, they forget where they are coming from. They begin to behave somehow. They forget how they started. I get in that. So I'm still asking, though I'm not privy to any information about that. Is Pastor Gabriel still doing that? Because in doing that, that is what is going to make him to be more focused and to realize that this is where I'm coming from. I must not do this, I must not do that. Maybe àwọn ìyá tí mo help fún gbà yẹn, going to the villages then, a gbọ́dọ̀ sì máa lọ sí village yẹn o, to still go and look at some people in the village, and what are they doing, which help do they need, you know, a lot of things that God has used him for. So my question to Pastor Gabriel is that, is there still any connection? Is still those things then, are they still doing it? The village evangelism and the rest of them. So that is that. And I want us to look at other things when issues started coming up about Pastor Gabriel. And, you know, that is success for you guys. Ibiti, wala, àṣeyọrí wà nìyẹn o. When you are nobody, when he was going to the village with Marwa, nobody knew him then, and nobody is making any allegation against him. That is life. That is life. When you are struggling, nobody is care about you. Nobody want to know anything about you. But when success comes, when people begin to recognize the kind of improvement in your life, people that you usually go to beg for money, to beg for food, to beg for assistance, you are no more going to them. Then there will be this consciousness that, how is he doing? I guess that is when people start looking at your fault, looking at your flaw. All of us, we have flaw, we have fault, we have mistakes, we have errors. So, but when you are still struggling, nobody want to bother about your fault, nobody want to bother about your error then. But when you are now a public figure, when you are now a successful person, when you are now a leader controlling people, hundreds of people, tens of people, when you begin to control them, then people will be conscious of your error, people will be conscious of your mistakes, people will be conscious of your flaw. Now, what are we saying? Mo ní ẹ jẹ́ ká wo ìgbà tí Pastor Gabriel bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní àwọn issue kọ̀ọ̀kan on the internet space. Ìgbà tí bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní issue kọ̀ọ̀kan. And the number one issue that Pastor Gabriel had was, I think it was during Shrebebe matter, that we just saw some picture on the internet space about Pastor Gabriel that he having an affair with someone. If you remember, I think some of us will remember, you remember then that they said he having an affair with someone, and that he went to meet the person somewhere in Ikorodu. If you I think most of it, the thing went viral on the internet space. But what happened that time was that the love of people for Pastor Gabriel was so high at that particular time. And you know, the blogger that came to at least to stir it up, they want to work on that issue there. Because of the reaction of people, most of those bloggers, they have to withdraw, they withdrew themselves from that publication because the love was high as at that time. People loved what he was doing there. People fell in love with him. So when that issue came up, the reaction of people against those blogs and bloggers made those bloggers to do what? Every one of them, even us, every one of us, we did what? We withdrew from that because of that reaction there. I getting it now. So the love for Pastor Gabriel was so high at that time. So I think that was the period Pastor Gabriel should have been cautioning himself. At that point, he must have known that, hey, Omo, it is time to at least to withdraw. It is time to begin to reveal some things, how I move, people that I move with, and some other things like that. Because and then the love for him, because of that love, that was why that allegation did not fly at that time. Are you getting that? The love. So I'm reviewing how all these things issues started coming up about Pastor Gabriel. People alleging about that, and there was a lot of issues then that was coming. But because of the love of people for Pastor Gabriel, those allegations, those things did not fly. And I think every one of us, we have the opportunity, that opportunity in life, that people will fall in love with us. People fall in love for. Even when you marry your wife, at the first instance, the love is going to go high. The honeymoon stage is there. Then there is this paradigm shift. That is when you are familiar with yourselves, you begin to see each other fault. As at that time, you need to start doing something that's going to activate the love that you have for one another again. I get it now. So tí ọkọ àti ìyàwó bá fẹ́ra wọn, nígbà tó bá kọ́ fẹ́ra wọn, ìfẹ́ yẹn máa gbóná gan-an. The love will be more, ìfẹ́ yẹn máa gbóná. But as time goes on, as time goes by, you discover that the love begins to reduce. But at that point, you need to start doing something that's going to make the love, that's going to activate the love again. Ìgbà yẹn a máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ṣàwọn kankan tó máa mú kí ìfẹ́ yẹn kó máa ṣe kí ni, kó máa go sí. I get it now. So now, Pastor Gabriel, as the person we are talking about, now the time that the love was high, that was time the allegation of the infidelity against him did not fly. Then, because of the love of people for him, now we are at the stage where people have seen him, they know more about the ministry, the foundation, they know more about the foundation. So at this point, people have started noticing some things. I told you that there's no way you can do it in life. You have your own flaw. We have our negative side. None of us is perfect. You cannot say you are perfect 100%. There will be some area you are lacking. There will be some area you are lacking. There are some things that you don't know how to do. There are some things you don't know how to. That is why in a big company you have directors, you have board of trustees, you have managers that manage things for you. Because in the situation whereby you begin to do it all alone, you started making mistakes. I get it now. So the love, now that people already know Pastor Gabriel very well, diaspora people know him very well. So at that point, before this Muideen happened, he must have sat himself down, review every of his activities, review people around him, review the foundations. When he must have done that before now, before this issue started. But still, things can still be made. I get it now. But see, the issue of Muideen has come. And I just pray that this should be the end, that matter should die now. Because there was another video I saw yesterday where we did say some things about his wife and Pastor Gabriel. I just pray that one, people, the blogger will not pick that one again. And you know the social media, any issue that comes to social media make it worse. That is why people used to say that anything you are doing on social media, you must be intentional about it, because internet will not forget. Internet will not forget. A couple of days ago, I was looking at my Facebook, the picture that I took about, even before I got married, about 12, 13 years ago, 14 years ago. The internet brought it back to me and said, you took this picture 13, 14 years ago. And I was looking at myself there. That is what social media, that is what internet does. So when issue come to the internet make it worse than it was. That it was. Are you getting it now? So what are we saying? We are saying now that I just pray that the issue of Muideen is going to stop as it is. That other things will not start coming now. I get it now. So that is that. And now let us come to the way forward for Agbala Gabriel, the way forward for the man of God, Pastor Gabriel Ademola and Agbala Gabriel Foundation. Now, I want to tell and I want to encourage Pastor Gabriel Amusan that he should not be discouraged. It is part of our journey in life. There are times that things like this happen, that God allowed them to happen for us to sit down and for us to look back, to review, and to re-strategize. I think that is what Pastor Gabriel should do right now. Now, number one, that Pastor Gabriel should do now. One, I told you, he must encourage himself in the Lord. That's number one thing as a man of God. It happened to David in the Bible. David picked up, and the Bible said there was no more strength in David. He had to encourage himself in the Lord. He prayed to God, and God gave him the solution. God instructed him on what to do, and he pursued, and everything that was stolen from the land, he did what? He acquired them back. I think that was the first thing, Pastor. That is first thing, Pastor Gabriel should do right now. He should pray to God. Go back to God and call him. Ask God for instruction. And that is number one thing that I should do right now. Now, second thing is that Pastor Gabriel should sit down and review people around him, especially people, the insider, his team, the church member, the crew. He needs to do that, because I believe what Muideen did, it was not Muideen that came up with that. There are some people that prepared Muideen to do that. Muideen kọ́ ló ṣe nǹkan tó ṣe yẹn. Àwọn nǹkan wà tó bá ṣe. Now in that market, Bodija market, who did that video? Ta ló ṣe video yẹn? Who did that video? And who posted that video on the internet? So you must know that it was not Muideen that did that. There are some people underneath that is working this thing out. So that's what I said Pastor Gabriel should do right now. He should review people that are within the crew, people that's moving with even the men of God around him. Because I want to tell you, there are people that pretend that they love what you are doing, but they are jealous of you. That's life. So number one thing, after prayer, the next thing for Pastor Gabriel to do, proper reviewing of people around him. Proper internal, especially it starts from within. It's create people that move within. Let them sit down. Let him sit down as a man of God, to review them. Look inward, looking at them all. Because I believe that if not that there is an internal person Yorùbá sọ wípé tí ikú ilé ò bá pani tòde ò lè pani. I believe there must have been someone that gave Muideen that God. Naturally, you see that Muideen, it was not the one that was doing that. There were some people playing that underneath. Are you getting it now? Though Pastor Gabriel made a lot of mistakes anyway, he made mistakes, and one of the things that he did that made people angry with him is the aspect of beating. You cannot be beating a grown-up man. Even our children, that level, when the children reach some certain age, you don't even, thank God we are in Africa, we are in Nigeria. If it's abroad, you beat a child, you are in trouble. The government will pick up that child from you. So that aspect of beating, if that beating was not there, it would have been different stories. I'm telling you, if that beating was not there, I think Muideen wouldn't have having this kind of sympathy. We wouldn't have this sympathy, but it was because that beating came in. That was what gave a lot of people privilege to talk against him or to drag him. So that aspect is very wrong. He made that mistake. It was a great mistake for that records, for beating an adult, a full-grown man, even a person that is older than you. Anyway, you beating that person. That was a flaw. That was a great mistake that Pastor Gabriel made. He made that mistake, and it was a great mistake. So now, apart from that, yes, that as I was saying, that you should sit down and review the ministry, the foundation, people that are working with them, places that he goes. He needs to streamline people that I work with now. You need to streamline down. You don't need to attend all the programs. Try to know people to move closer with. Face your ministry, face your foundation. Are you getting it now? Pastor Gabriel, if you are hearing me, face your foundation, face your. Not every program that they call you to, you go. Not every people you mix with. In doing that, you'll be exposing yourself to undue prayer. Are you getting it, Pastor Gabriel? So streamline people. See, let it be. Even this time, I don't expect you to go to many programs this time. This is the time to sit down, to review your call, to review the strategy, the ministry at Agbala Gabriel Church, and the foundation. It is time to review it. Sit down and review. Make some reorganization. Restructure your people. There are some people that need to pull out of that ministry. That is the fact. You need to look in depth and see all those things that is happening. Muideen case is an eye opener. There are a lot of people that doesn't like you. There are a lot of people that are jealous of you, Pastor Gabriel. So they have used Muideen now, and thank God for Alhaji Oriyomi Amusan. If not for Alhaji, this issue will have been more will have been more worse than this. Issue yìí bá ti burú jù. Ká ní pé Alhaji Oriyomi Amusan, he did not come up with what he did. Issue yẹn á burú, because bloggers will have been taking, inviting Muideen, and they will have been interrogated him, and a lot of things will have been exposed. But thank God for Alhaji Oriyomi Amusan. Is an experienced person in this same matter. That was why he quickly came in and he resolved it. If not that, the case will have been another thing. But thank God for Alhaji Oriyomi Amusan. And now that the issue has come now, I prayed the other time, I just pray that the issue die there. So, Pastor Gabriel, review people around you, then review people on the outside, people that you move with, people that you go out with, the program that you attend. You have to make some review. There are some people you need to cut yourself away from. When you are on the stage of success, you are going up, there are some people you have to dissociate yourself with. If not that, you will discover that it will mess you up. I think God has used this one to open your eyes to a lot of things, and I think this is a time for you to work on those things, and that is that. Then another thing that I want Pastor Gabriel to do is this. My advice anyway is that I remember there was a time Sister Yinka TNT came on board, and Sister Yinka TNT said something about what they used to do in Overs. I think Mama Isabel also did the same thing, that they need to have a housing for the privilege. That instead of building those short, small short house for them on that land, Agbala Gabriel estate, that why not having a big house where those people that are less privileged will be staying? I get in. So nobody like Muideen now. Muideen claims that he collected money for him, he built house for him. The money is not Pastor Gabriel's money. That is the fact. He collected it for Muideen to build house for Muideen. I get it down. So Muideen is having a claim naturally, and that is how it is. That house belongs to him. But if for to say he built that a big house for foundation, what call it for foundation, everybody has their house, so nobody will be having issue that he has a house. So then there will be opportunity for other people that needs help to come in, and then they will be staying there, living there. So I think Pastor Gabriel should look into that too. Yeah, my master board has spoke about that before. Then I think I remember she said something about it. Yes, I remember that video. I was advising Pastor Gabriel too to do that, and some other things that I need to do. A lot of people have advised him today. Pastor Babatunde said something about that. You need to be very careful with the people that help, because there are some people that they are carrying the wrath of God. And anything at the end of the day, that person is going to also be an enemy of God. So it needs to be to the, and prophetess Folake also said the same thing, that when God has used you for someone, God, leave them, let them go. You have done your part, you have done what God has sent you about them, just leave them. I get in there. So Pastor Gabriel should do that. The review of that ministry and foundation is paramount at this time. It's paramount. You need to do that. Review of that foundation. What does he want to do? Where was he want? Where is he going about that foundation? He needs to spread it out, and he needs to do one thing. The foundation should be separated from the church. That's how to grow. That foundation, let him separate it. Let it be a separate thing from the church. Let people know that this is a church, this is the foundation. So people that need help will go to the foundation, not the church. So in the process of molding it together, what happened to Muideen? It will happen. I getting it now. So he needs to do that too, to spell out something. And I think I'll be round up very soon. Another thing that I think Pastor Gabriel lacks now is that he doesn't have managers. He should try to have board of director. He has grown to a stage that he doesn't need to even do a lot of things again. He needs to have director, board of trustee, board of advisors, people that are more experienced in what he was doing, people that have knowledge, people that are educated, to educate him in some issues. He needs now to have directors. The director might not be the corporate one. At the people that before he do some things, he can call on. You want to do this too. What is your advice? How should we go about it? How should we do it? I get it now. So when he does that, I think some of this flaw will not be coming out. The errors before he made those errors, those people will have corrected him that Abba, Pastor, that is not how to do it. Do it this way, do it that way. Okay, so he needs to do that right now. That ministry as especially the foundation has grown up to a stage that he cannot do it all alone. I mean, intellectually, he need people of intellect. He need people that are educated. I want to more way, someone in passion that he needs to bring them into that foundation as an advisor, as advisors, as trustees, as managers, as directors. Though he will still be the one in the end of affairs, but those things, those are the people that must have done some background work for him before now. You know, if he does it, there was a time that the woman went to I think KTNT platform, collected money, and he came to his foundation to collected money. And even that matter, if not wisdom, that matter also will have caused a lot of problem, because they were looking for that woman, and the police now have to come to Agbala Gabriel to pick that woman up based on those stories, based on the story there. So he needs people to manage the foundation for him, at least people of intellect, people that are educated, that know much about foundations. They are educated, they can give advice on how to do, what to do about this matter when issues like this come. And the legal team, he has to get that to the legal team to advise him on some legal matter. I get it. So these are the things that I think Pastor Gabriel should do right now. My opinion. Thank you. God bless you. And then, lastly, before I go, yes, a lot of videos has gone viral. Even we have posted a lot of videos about him, about what people are saying. But I want to say that those videos will still be going viral. We still post some of those videos. But Pastor Gabriel should just look inward right now. I said the other time, it is time to encourage himself in the Lord. Pick up the pieces right now. Those errors that you have made, pick it up. And don't see anybody as your enemy. Don't have bitter heart against anybody. Let us, the bloggers, let people say whatever they want to say. I know it is hot. I know this is a period. This is a period that I know this is a critical period for you, but try as much as possible to draw strength from God. Let God give you the strength. Ask God for strength. Ask God for stamina at this critical time. Yeah, people will talk. People will talk. Bloggers are going to talk. We are still going to post a lot of videos about you. But now it is time for you to do what? To strength, to encourage yourself in the Lord. Strengthen yourself. Pastor Gabriel, àsìkò yìí ni mo fẹ́ kí ẹ gbáradì nínú Ọlọ́run dáradára. Ẹ tún ara yín ṣe nínú Ọlọ́run. Ẹ gbàdúrà sí Ọlọ́run pé àyàn máa ti post videos o. Àyàn máa ti sọ̀rọ̀, ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wọn ti sọ̀rọ̀ lánàá. Wọ́n tún sọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́yìn again. But mo fẹ́ kí ẹ ní agbára, ẹ gba agbára nínú Ọlọ́run láti tẹ̀síwájú. I just pray for you that God will help you, that Agbala Gabriel will move forward. No evil will befall you, man of God. A lot of us love you. We love what you're doing. At least a man that's standing for the poor, a man that is looking at the less privileged. If you have 10, 15 people, or 10 people like Pastor Gabriel in Ibadan. A lot of people that are begging the street will not do that. Thank God that God has put you there. But I pray that you not disappoint God first, your generation and people around you. So, Pastor Gabriel Ademola, I pray God will be with you and the Lord will strengthen you. And Agbala Gabriel Church, the Lord will create the church and the foundation too will not die. So, guys, thank you for joining. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for joining. So, this is my opinion and this is my advice to Pastor Gabriel. Not minding any video that I've seen on my platform. We just doing that to update and to let people know that is what we've been doing. And we continue to do that. And if you watch me very well, I'm not the type that used to castigate people. I balance whatever I say. I don't judge anybody. I stand in the middle, talk about this, talk about that, but we strike the balance. Even from the issue of mobile, nobody can say I said this and this. What we do is that we be on the balance to strike these of those issues. So thank you for joining, and please share this video, tag Pastor Gabriel to listen to us this particular video. There might be little thing, little wisdom. The whole video might not be meaningful. I think there will be something he could pick from this particular video. So thank you for joining. Please subscribe and drop your comment too. But when you are doing that, let your comment be constructive. So thank you guys for joining. And I want to say, thank you. God bless you. Bye-bye.